All right, this video is for 12/13, which is the day before Valentine's Day, and it's about finding a job you love and comparing bad jobs to bad relationships. This should be fun. And welcome to the show. I am your host, Tracy Tim, and you are watching the Nth Degree TV. You should know that, right? This is the place to be to take your career from stuck to unstoppable. And who the heck doesn't want that, right? This week on the blog, we explored how bad jobs can feel eerily similar to bad relationships. Broken promises, loss of trust, lack of communication, not feeling like you're good enough, questioning your future, right? All of those feelings combine to create a general sense of uneasiness, to say the least. And this level of uncertainty can wreak havoc on the rest of your life, whether it comes from a relationship or from your career. Now, you might not be experiencing this issue right now. You may love your job. And if that's the case, that's wonderful, right? Enjoy this Valentine's Day and love on yourself and love on your job. In fact, that's the goal here. But jobs, just like people, change all the time. So if you ever find yourself getting the "it's not you, it's me" speech from your boss, I want you to be prepared. And if you hate your job right now, then this message is definitely for you. Specifically today, I want to share with you 3 things you can do going forward to make sure that this never happens again. Let this be your little Valentine's Day treat to your career, right? This is the candy that you're giving to yourself. I want you to be madly in love with what you do every single day, not actively trying to avoid the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, okay? So, what can you do to avoid this less than ideal scenario in your future career? First and foremost, you have to get some standards. Just like in relationships, you need to have a set of standards when it comes to your career. Know what you're willing to do and not willing to do. Decide what hours you're willing to work and when you absolutely need to be at home. Have a maximum number of people that you want to manage or a minimum amount of time that you want to spend with your boss every week. Demand and command respect by the way you dress, carry yourself, and speak to the people around you. If you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. You know that quote, right? Without standards, it will be incredibly difficult to gauge whether or not a given role is living up to your expectations. Over time, what you'll find is that you'll allow increasing amounts of encroachment on whatever you hold dear, whether that be time, money, flexibility, you name it. And before you know, you're back in another dead-end job where you feel underappreciated and overlooked. And I do not want that for you. So, first things first, you gotta get yourself some standards. Second, you have to turn those standards into commitments. I have a little personal question for you. Have you ever been in a relationship that was so terrible that when it ended, you told yourself, "I'm never dating someone like that again"? That, my friend, is an example of a commitment. And the same needs to hold true for your career. It's one thing to have standards, but if you don't commit to them and mold your choices around them, they can start to become easily ignored. This exact same thing happened to me in my career. It was a few years after I quit my full-time job in finance, and I was running a little low on money and definitely low on faith. I had spent 2.5 years fully committed to working in a role that allowed me the flexibility to really find something that I loved. But as my bank account started to dwindle, so did my resolve. So when I was approached by a company with an offer that included a full-time salary and dental insurance, right, I threw all my other commitments out the window and I leapt at it, even though there was this sinking suspicion in my gut that it was just not the right move. Lo and behold, I was right. 3 months later, I was asked to leave that company because it just wasn't a good fit. That's right, I got career dumped.
You're fired!
All could have been avoided if I had stuck to my guns and stuck to my original plan. Don't give in just because an opportunity looks shiny or cool. Your commitments are there for a reason, so you can make easier decisions when the pressure's on. Don't forget to turn your standards into commitments, lest you become the victim of yet another failed relationship. Career move. Third, you must make your commitments known. There is nothing worse in a job or a relationship than getting settled in only to find out that this was not what you signed up for. Imagine with a woman with her heart set on having children who falls in love with a man who would prefer to never have kids. This happens all the time because we aren't upfront and honest and vocal about our commitments and our desires. The same can be said for your career. Are you dead set on needing room for growth or advancement? Then you need to tell your employer that. Unless you work for the Jedis, you can't expect your boss to read your mind. All too often we assume that other people around us will just know what we want without actually telling them what those things are. And we do this because we're afraid that the answer will be no. But wouldn't you rather know the answer ahead of time than fall in love with a career or a position only to find out that it's not going to fulfill your needs? I know I would, and when I was on Wall Street, we learned that the second best answer is no. Communication starts with you. If you're not clear on your commitments and your goals in your career, you have no one to blame but yourself. But you shouldn't need to worry about this because, as luck would have it, employers love this type of communication. If you're clear on what you want and why you want it, you'll allow any future employer to hire you or not hire you with all the knowledge they need to make the best decision possible. So don't leave anything out on the table. Make your commitments known, and I promise that you will reap the rewards. And there you have it, 3 simple but necessary steps that you can take to make sure you're never singing the bad relationship blues with your career. Happy Valentine's Day to you. So first, remember to get yourself some standards. Second, turn these standards into personal commitments. And third, make these commitments known so that they can become a reality. So now I want to hear from you. Which one of these ideas do you like the best? Or do you have another strategy for ensuring that you will love your job? Either way, I want to hear about you and I want to hear about your career journey, so leave a comment below this video. Also, you can get the discussion going on our sweet little space on the World Wide Web, tracytim.com. So get on over there and leave a comment so you can get everyone else's creative juices flowing. While you're there, make sure you don't miss the opportunity to hop on our email list where you can receive our free guide that's all about knowing when it's the right time to quit a job that you hate, aka dump that thing, right? There you'll find the 8 essential questions to ask yourself to find out if it's time for you to take the leap and start doing something that you really, really love to do. What better week than Valentine's Day to do that? Did you like this video? I really hope so because I enjoyed it so much. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out some other videos that you might find helpful. And that's all we have for you today. Remember, now is your time. And with a little bit of work and a little bit of help, I promise you that we will be able to take your career from stuck to unstoppable. I can't thank you enough for watching. I love bringing you these videos every week, and I will see you in the next episode of the Nth Degree TV.